Me live. I appreciate you being here. I don't know why it looks foggy in here. It does that sometimes. It must be this light right here. Let me see if that makes any difference. Yeah, it's the light. Okay. I'm sorry I'm running late. There may not be much participation because I was supposed to be here like 3 hours ago and I could not get myself moving. I could not wake up. And I still feel very, very tired. Like I have no energy. I don't know if it's something going on with me physically, if it's something I'm channeling. I will tell you that I got the music for this video last night, and I have the feeling that this is a situation where someone has lost their family. Maybe because of their own self-centeredness and their own behaviors. Excuse me, my throat chakra's trying to close. You know, sometimes in life we have, okay, like take myself for instance. I have a very high pressure job, and I have had for many years. And there have been nights when I was in school, even trying to get my education, that I had to sit at my computer for sometimes 3 days writing, 20 and 25 page research papers to get those done. And, I had my back to my family because I was busy with work. And, they give you all this time off and they tell you take care of yourself. Bullshit. They want the job done, and if you don't get it done, they'll get rid of you and find somebody who will. So it's one of those type situations, I feel, where, hello Sharetha, thank you so much for being here, baby. I'm good. I'm doing the best I can. Let me put it like that. I'm exhausted, but I think I'm channeling somebody else who also is exhausted, because I think that this is somebody who is either going through a separation of family, or they are having to be alone right now because all of their time and attention goes towards one thing, like work. Or, it's even maybe become an obsession to this person to get done whatever it is they're trying to achieve. And so they've put that ahead of everyone and everything in their life. That's the feel that I have. And I feel their exhaustion, I think. Because I don't typically, even being sick right now, I don't typically feel this tired. It's like I can't even hold my eyes open. I'm so tired. All right, so let's just jump on in and see if we can get a message for somebody here. I am going to tell you the songs that I got. I tried to start the video one time already, and it was the wrong way. So it's like somehow that factors in that when you tried to do things, even when you tried your hardest to do things right, it just didn't, you can never do things right. Maybe the people around you felt like you just could not do things right. And so I think it's destroyed some relationships in your life, and I think that you feel very much alone and like you would like to see somehow this change. I think you're tired of allowing something, like even my job, as much as I love my job, I'm not irreplaceable. I'm replaceable. And they would replace me so fast it would make your head spin. Like, I am just a warm body to this company. And it's any company. It's not just my company. That's the way it is in life. And you have to give it all. Sometimes you have to give it too much in order to be successful, because there's a lot of competition out there. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling for this video, though, is that somebody is feeling very alone. Hello, Aries. Hello, Katie. Welcome to the channel. You can't hear me. Shratha, baby, can you hear me? Can someone please let me know if you can hear me? Oh, you can't see me. Oh, that's because I had the camera. I didn't really want to be on camera. I'm not presentable, but you all know me. I'm myself. I'm tired. I don't even feel like being up, much less stressed. But you can see me if you'd like. I'm fine with that. You can see me if you'd like. All right, let's get started. Spirit said start with a prayer. What prayer would you give us for this video, Spirit? Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there's injury, pardon. Where there's doubt, faith. Where there's despair, hope. Where there's darkness, light. And where there's sadness, joy. And see, this is what I was just talking about. These are the things that are happening in our lives because we're putting too much into that one thing. Maybe work, it could be your hobby, it could be your passion, it could be whatever. And it's good to put your all into something. You should put all you have into something. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. But you should never put anything ahead of the people in your life who love you. I don't care what it is, because they are the irreplaceable things in your life. And sometimes we forget that they can be taken from us. They can be gone. In the twinkling of an eye, they can, you can wake up one morning and get that tragic phone call telling you that they're gone. And they're no longer there. And sometimes they're no longer there because we didn't give them enough of our attention. We didn't show them how much they meant to us, how much their support meant to us. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the music. I just can't emphasize strongly enough how important it is to be there for the people in your life, to let them know you care about them, to give them the support that they give you. At the very least, that's my beautiful daughter right there. Isn't she beautiful? That's my baby. She loves to go fishing, and that's her. She's fishing at the creek. Alright, she'll probably not like that I showed you all that, but it'll be okay. She'll survive. Alright, so I'm gonna give you the music. Last night when I was praying and asking about this, the first song that I got was what was that song? Psychosocial. And being in mental health. This is heavy metal. So you may or may not be a fan of heavy metal, but somebody's a fan of heavy metal. Hello, Ashika. And oh my God, baby, I'm sorry, I cannot. My health is hanging in there. I got the results back from my PET scan, and I think I'm going to have surgery to have the tumor removed. But I'm not sure the extent of everything else that's going on yet. I got to see an oncologist, but I'm okay. I'm okay right now. Thank you for asking, though. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so Psychosocial by Slipknot goes like this. Oh, yeah. If you're new here, the song shapes the readings, okay? I did my time and I want out. So effusive, faded, doesn't cut. The soul is not so vibrant. The reckoning, the sickening, packaging, subversion, pseudo sacrosanct perversion. Go drill your deserts, go dig your graves, then fill your mouths with all the money you will save. Sinking in, getting smaller again, I'm done. It has begun. I'm not the only one, and the rain will kill us all. Throw ourselves against the wall, but no one else can see the preservation of the martyr in me. Psychosocial, 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 psychosocial. Oh, there are cracks in the road we laid, but where the tempted fell, the secrets have gone mad. This is nothing new, but when we kill it all, the hate was all we had. Who needs another mess? We could just start over. Just look me in the eyes and say I'm wrong. Now there's only emptiness, venomous, insipid. I think we're done. I'm not the only one, and the rain will kill us all. Throw ourselves against the wall, but no one else can see the preservation of the martyr in me. And then it just repeats psychosocial. The limits of the dead, the limits of the dead, the limits of the dead, the limits of the dead. Fake anti-fascist lie, psychosocial. I tried to tell you, but psychosocial. Your purple hearts are giving out, psychosocial. Can't stop a killing idea, psychosocial. It's a hunting season. Is this what you want? A hunting if it's hunting season, is this what you want? I'm not the only one, and the rain will kill us all, throw ourselves against the wall. But no one else can see the preservation of the martyr in me. And the rain will kill us all, throw ourselves against the wall. But no one else can see the preservation of the martyr in me. The limits of the dead, the limits of the dead. So I don't know what that means to you, but it's kind of saying to me what I was kind of saying to you a while ago about how we put so much of ourselves into the wrong things. And we make ourselves a martyr, like literally a martyr. And we feel like we're doing the right thing by putting so much of ourselves into something to support ourselves, to support our families, to give them the best of everything, to give them what we never had, whatever. Or to just have a means of survival for some. Some of us work our ass off day in and day out only to survive. And it's because our economy sucks. But this person feels like a total martyr, and they feel like nobody can see the preservation of the martyr in me. Like, I've preserved a part of myself just so I can throw myself under the bus for you, and you don't even appreciate it. Everything that I've tried to do here, it's killing me. It's killing everything I loved. And I thought I was doing what I wanted to do. What I truly was passionate about doing. That's the feel I have. And then when I was laying on the bed, I was just praying and asking Spirit if I could get a little deeper with this. And I organically sometimes will get songs. I use my shuffle button on my playlist to get them a lot of times. But I do get them organically. And I kept hearing in my mind, I stand alone, I stand alone, I stand alone. Oh, so that's the next song that I'm going to read to you. I started to say sing to you, but I'm not a singer. And this is Godsmack. You may be familiar with Godsmack. Now, I've told you this once before. You can't control me. If you try to take me down, you're going to break. I feel your every nothing that you're doing for me. I'm picking you out of me. You run away. I stand alone inside. I stand alone. You're always hiding behind your so-called goddess. So what? You think that we don't see your face? resurrected back before the final fallen. I'll never rest until I can make my own way. I'm not afraid of fading. I stand alone. Feeling you're sitting down inside me. I'm not dying for it. I stand alone. Everything that I believe is fading. I stand alone inside. I stand alone. And now it's my time. Now it's my time. It's my time to dream. My time to dream. Dream of the sky. Dream of the sky. Make me believe that this place isn't plagued by the poison in me. Help me decide if my fire will burn out before you can breathe. Breathe into me. I stand alone inside. I stand alone. Feeling your sting down inside me. I'm not dying for it. I stand alone. Everything that I believe is fading. I stand alone inside. I stand alone inside. I stand alone. And I think that at one time, this dream of yours, it is still your dream. I think you've achieved your dream. I think you've made it somewhat to a place of the top of your game. You're successful. You might even be in the public eye somehow. Some of you maybe are. Some of you may be achieving that as we speak. You may have YouTube channels. You may be on TV. I mean, I don't know. You might be on the radio. Not the radio. I guess it's something different nowadays, but it's the same thing. What's it called? That new radio. Well, you know, playlist. You might be on a playlist. You might have music on a playlist, and you might be trying to make it in the music industry or in Hollywood. I have a cousin. Her and her husband are both actors, and they have a daughter now, 3-year-old daughter. And then they both have public jobs, and they still do their acting. But they mostly just do extras and stunts and things like that. My cousin did a Stephen King movie, and she was in all of those. There was a series of 4 movies. I can't remember. I'm not a TV person. I do not watch TV. So I don't know very many people in Hollywood. I don't know anything about their gossip or anything like that. I don't keep up with that kind of stuff. I don't even keep up with political stuff. I'm not anti-political. I'm just, I listen to Spirit. Spirit lets me know what I need to know when I need to know it. And if I need to watch the news, Spirit tells me to watch the news. Where are you going with this reading, Spirit? Because I feel like you're really all over the place. It feels like but it's not all over the place. It's truly not. I'm from North Carolina, United States. If you're asking me, you might be talking to somebody else. Hey, Kailash, what's up, baby? So glad to have you here. Are you going to moderate for me later? Oh, you're having pasta, huh? That sounds good. You're having something to eat? Good. I hope you will consider moderating and helping me later. Oh, thank you, baby. I appreciate that. So, Kailash is going to moderate tonight. You guys, if you have any questions or if you want to know how things work as far as getting your Q&A and all that stuff, let Kailash know you have questions. He's going to get a list together later, and we will answer some Q&A if I ever get to the dang reading. I feel like I'm lost in space here, but somebody is struggling. I'm going to check the energy because I feel like it's negative as hell. I feel like somebody has put everything on the line, thinking that they were doing it for the right reasons. And they were, but sometimes the things that we want in life require way more sacrifice than we can give. We don't we only have one chance to watch our children grow up, to see our children when they're young. You know, I remember when mine were little and I had my struggles with addiction and I had to leave them for a year and a half. And my mom kept them for me. And then when I came back home, look at that. When I came back home, they, two of them, I have three daughters, they already had everything established with my mom. And I gave them the choice. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It was the most unselfish thing I've ever done. And at that point in my life, I was a very selfish person, or had been. And I asked them, what would you prefer? You want to stay with your grandmother, or do you want to come live with your dad and I? And the two older ones wanted to stay with my mother. Now you got to understand, my mom was a very successful woman. She was the head of IT for American Brands. Y'all, we got some negativity going on here. And made a very, very good living. And so she was able to give my children a life that I would have never been able to give them. And so, you know, that's what they chose and that's what they got. And then the baby, my youngest, the one I just showed you the picture of, as soon as I got home, she had her suitcases packed and she was standing at the door and she was like, when are we going home? And I said, baby, we're going home just as soon as I can get you there. And that's a story for another day, but we started out, we had a humble beginning. You know, we lived in my sister-in-law's mother-in-law suite, and for about a year while we waited for my husband to get his disability, because he had been a carpenter for over 20 some years, and he ended up with 5 back surgeries, both knees replaced. He worked to the point where he couldn't do it anymore. You know, like he gave way more than he could give. And he ended up drinking because of the pain. He was on pain medication. And then in 2020, they cut everybody off, or even I think a little earlier than that, like 2018. They cut him off the pain medicine, and so he started back drinking again to deal with the pain. And he ended up drinking himself to death. So, you know, there's a lot that can be going on right now. And when I see this kind of negativity, it typically represents either addiction or terminal illness or just witchcraft type level of negativity. So, I don't know. We're going to find out though. And I've been asked to use a very specific deck of cards. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know that much about them. So you're probably going to see me do something I don't do very often. And that's read, because these cards are being asked to be used for a reason. They're called the Runic Tarot. And they incorporate runes. I think we got some negativity here, guys. We're going to get rid of it though. Spirit, can we get some protection? Can we get archangels around us, surrounding this collective? Put your angels around us and our families and protect us from this negativity. Protect whatever's trying to destroy our families from being together, because we put too much into trying to make it the best that we could for them. And sometimes it cost us way more than we intended for it to cost us. Help us, Spirit, to get the message that you have today. Move me completely out of the way and help me to have the energy to see, to give me the sight to see. Help me to hear. Help me to speak, and give me a heart full of love and compassion for those I'm reading for. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Spirit. Got a mess here, guys. Okay. I'll just vacuum it up later. Okay, so I think we're going to get started finally. All right, Spirit. If you will, please like the video. Oh, y'all are talking about food. I'm so hungry. All right, Spirit, how are you working in this situation? Spirit's trying to help you to be gentle. Spirit's giving you gentleness. So maybe you're a little rough around the edges. Maybe you're somebody who's a little bit rough. My husband was rough around the edges. My daughter's rough around. Two of my daughters are rough around the edges. Spirit's also helping you with work. I think Spirit's helping you to learn when it comes to work that it's not the most important thing in life, that your family is, and also showing you compassion. And there is, in some way, shape, or form, a lack of love. I don't know where that comes in at, but it does. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to find out how Spirit's working. This is somebody's situation, okay? Let's look at your family. Let's look at every area of your life. All right, let's talk about this, Spirit. How are you working in this person's home life or these people's home lives? May I see, please? Home life for this collective. How are you working in our homes? I feel that there's been some arguing. I feel that there's been some tough shit that's been going on. I think it's been affecting your children. I think it's affected your relationships with your children. Alright, talk to me, Spirit. You could be the children. All in reverse. I don't know what to do with that yet. I'm going to leave that alone. Alright, work life. That came out upright. Okay. Alright, surprises. Give me a minute, I'm going to tell you what they say. Surprises. Huh. Your love life? Your love life. Okay, and your role. And your outcome. Aww. Somebody doesn't listen. Okay. Alright. So, what I got at home is this. At home, you feel like you can't be all things, but that came out in reverse, which means you are trying to be Superman, Superwoman. You're on the same team, but you're not on the same team. So you're trying to be Superwoman or Superman, but you're trying to do it all by yourself, because a family is a team. And if you are the only one that's putting in any effort, or you're putting in effort elsewhere and not with the family, then you're not part of the team. And go all in or get the F out came out in reverse. So it looks like you decided to leave. It looks like you may not be at home or with your family because of what I just said. Alright, and then in your work life, one of you does too many chores. That person better get laid now. So, you work way too much. You just work too much. Okay? And then your surprise is that you can't say thank you enough. So, it's like, surprisingly, somebody deserves a medal for putting up with somebody's ass. They can't say thank you enough. And in your love life, it's time for anal. Now, you might be kinky and you like to get anal sex. You could be same sex. I embraced anybody and everybody on this channel. I don't know. I'm not going to interpret this card for you. You see what it says. In your love life, it's time for anal. And the way I interpret this card, if this were my love life, because that's an exit, not an entrance. is that, sorry, that wasn't appropriate. I'm sorry. Is that somebody's being an asshole. It's time for somebody to be an asshole. So maybe somebody needs to stand up to you and say, look, you're never here. All you do is work. You're not on our team. And their role is to not cook. They're not going to cook a meal because you're not going to be there to eat it. And the outcome is that you're going to spend time with somebody. You're going to spend time with Bay making art, love, or music. So you're going to have a good outcome. And you're not going to say 5 little words. Where do you want to eat? You're not going to ask, where do you want to eat? Or there might be 5 other little words you're not going to say. Let's see if we can find out what they might be. I'm going to use this deck over here. This is called the Love Oracle. True love, tarot, attracted and created the love you want. Okay. What are the 5 little words you're not going to say when you spend time with this person? You're not going to say, I can't handle your love. That's 5 words, isn't it? So when you spend time with this person, you're not going to say to them, I can't handle your love. I am the man. So this is somebody with a big ego. This person could definitely be somebody in the public eye, or they could just have a big ego and they think they're the shit. But somebody's not going to say when they spend time together that I can't handle your love. Why can't you handle their love? Oh, I'm telling you, look. Because they feel lonely. They feel like you're never there. And why do I deserve someone like you? I can't come to you now. It's like, why do I deserve to be with someone that I can't be with and I have to feel so lonely? But they're not going to say that while they're spending time with you. Or you're not going to say that while you're spending time. And look, again, I am the man. This person thinks they're the shit. And they may be. Like, they may be. Somebody's not going to listen. So don't say, I can't handle your love right now. Even though you're lonely, you wonder why you deserve someone you can't be with. Like, why do I deserve someone I can't be with? Because they're the man. And they're saying, I can't take it anymore. It hurts so much. This person is broken. Broken. And it's because you aren't there for them. Or they're not there for you. I'm not going to say that it's you. I'm going to say one of you is too busy. And if you're too busy, you're too busy. It's time to tell somebody that you got to have time for your family. Yes, I'm working, but I have to be gentle and compassionate and have love in my life. Because without that, all the money in the world is not going to satisfy me. You can live in a trailer home like I live in and be more happy than a mansion. Because it takes a whole lot less money to maintain this place right here. I got 5 acres of land out there that's paid for. And this is almost paid for. But right now, my heat and air, remember I've been telling y'all forever I got to get my heat and air fixed. Well, I finally found a guy that's going to come and do it for me for $1,800. And I don't have it, but I told him to come fix it anyway, because I'm going to have to do without somewhere so I can have heat this winter. Because I'm not going another winter without heat. I'm just not. I have a bird, and he needs to have consistent heat. Or a consistent temperature. And I do too. I don't need to be living in a house with no heater. I mean, Jesus Christ. And I work so much. But it takes so much to live these days. I mean, used to you could go to the grocery store and spend $300 and fill up your deep freezer and your refrigerator and your cabinets. You go there and spend $300 now and you might get through 1 week. And so, you know, times have changed. Things are harder. We're all feeling the sting of that. And you're working your ass off to provide for this family. But because you're never there, they are alone and they miss you. And there's no love because you're not there to show it. And somebody's saying that this isn't personal. And they probably feel like it's not. They probably feel like, you know, it's not personal. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to make sure our kids can go to the nicest schools so they don't have to go to schools and walk through metal detectors. You know, I saw a show on TV. I'm doing YouTube, okay? I'm on YouTube Live. Can I call you back?
This is a message from your organization.
Oh, that was my work. It showed up as my cousin. And when my family calls, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm answering that phone. Okay, so back to the reading. We see what we have going on here. And this is it's a conundrum. It really is, because you have to work. You have to provide. And so somehow you guys have to have a game plan. You have to come up with a game plan if you want this to work. First thing you have to do is get back home, because you've left. You're not home. If you are home, you're not there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're not there mentally. This says that you left because you felt like you weren't on the same team, and you felt like you were better than this, that you wanted to be better. You wanted to do more out of life, and I feel like you were probably chasing your dreams. Alright, so we're going to see how Spirit's working here. How do you feel about this person that you've left behind? The one that you're going to spend time with. This could be a child. How do you feel about this person? Like you owe them an apology because you weren't there making good memories. You weren't able to be there to make memories. I don't know who this is, but they're lonely and they miss you. And they're not going to say that to you, or you shouldn't bring it up when you see them. Don't bring it up. Just apologize. I think the apology, look, you've caused this person so much pain. And how does the other person feel? They're almost exhausted. They're almost tired, like, and it's because of beauty and no possibility. It's like they're tired of the fact that there's no possibility for beauty. Use your intuition for whatever that means. So somebody here is tired of the fact that there's somebody beautiful and there's no possibility. Why is there no beauty? Why is beauty here? How do you feel about beauty? You're seeing through. This is somebody who no longer even sends you mixed signals. Like, they just, what's the confession? They want to make a confession. They made mistakes. Somehow they're tired of beauty and no possibility. And they're seeing the truth about their mistakes and feeling trapped. What's it going to take to fix this? Clouded judgment and no karma. So you have illusions about not getting any karma. What's the truth? There's no bitterness. And somebody's been running because of it being only you. So they've been running. It's like somebody thinks that you have no karma and no bitterness because of them running and it being only you. And this is not a curse. Somebody's bluffing. What do you mean they're bluffing? They're not longing. There's a soulmate. And there's no loyalty. So there's a soulmate involved here also that they really don't want to be with. And there's no loyalty there. That could be this person over here that there's no possibility. It's like you're almost to your breaking point of being exhausted. Maybe that's why I feel so tired. Because of somebody having no possibility and beauty. Like they might be the most beautiful person in the world. They might be the most handsome man on earth. But there's no possibility. Because you're seeing the truth about all the mistakes. And there's a soulmate involved. This is a twin flame deck. So there's no loyalty, and you're not longing for this soulmate somehow. And there needs to be an apology. And somebody has clouded judgment because they feel like there's no karma and no bitterness, and they've been running because of only you. Why are they running because of only you? Because of this being their family. And look, it's also divine masculine. So you were married to this person, and I think they were your twin flame. And I think you're with a soulmate now, and this person is not, like, they might be beautiful, or you might be handsome, and you might be able to get anybody you want, but the person that you desire the most in this world, you messed it up with them because you were trying too hard to succeed for them, for yourself. For them and for yourself. This was about you working too much. You were putting too much effort into the wrong things. And in life, we have to have a balance. There's a need for balance. And we have to, if we don't have that, we have to find that. Like, Spirit, how do we find that balance? How are you working? Spirit's helping us with that balance, I promise you. How are you working? The Chariot is here in reverse. Alright. What's the energy to overcome? The end, the world. And what's going to pull it together? There we go. Wow. Wow. You're, oh my God. You are freaking gifted. Also, we have the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck turned over on the wrong, it's not the bottom of the deck. It's just turned over. So it goes here also. Wow. Your marriage or your commitment to whatever it is that you have a contract with, it's going, you intuitively know that is going to have to change for this to come together. There's something you just can't get over. You can't get around it. You can't get through it. You don't have manpower or the horsepower. This is a chariot. The chariot is where you have to dig deep. You have to find that grit, that effort, whatever you have to get through something, it could even be travel, it could be a vehicle, your car could be broke down, may not have a way to work. Spirit might have stopped you from getting to work. You might have to fly. You can't get your plane, like your plane is not leaving. And then you have one that's turned on, the Hermit. So your soul searching, and then we have strength under that, and then the Sun. So you're going to figure this out because you're a very, very strong, psychically gifted person. And you're going to have a transformation through these eclipses that are coming up. We're going to do an eclipse reading tomorrow. But this is an eclipse reading right here also. Spirit's showing us where we need to straighten our asses up. We need to get there's a need for prioritizing and balancing our lives. And see, the energy to overcome is ending something that you know good and well should not have ended or should not end. And the way I know you know that is because I have the Chariot, that World card, the High Priestess, Death, the Hierophant, and the Hermit. So we have Virgo, we have Cancer, and Taurus. We have Scorpio, we have Pisces, Taurus again, and we have Cancer again, and Taurus again. So there's a lot of torn energy at play right now. A lot of earth energy at play right now. And the earth energy is combined with a strong water element. Really strong water element. What in the hell is going on over here? You might be getting a lot of messages from someone. That could also be a problem. You might stay on your phone too much instead of spending time with your family because you're always, business calls are always coming through. Turn it off. Turn it off. It has an off and on button. When you're not working, turn it off. And the people that you work for, you tell them, this is when I'm off. And when I'm off, don't call me. Because if you do, you're going to get my voicemail. And my voicemail will plainly tell you that I don't check my voicemail. So you can leave me one if you want to. But you are probably better off to text me or wait till I answer. Because I'm not trying to talk to you right now. And when it hits 5 o'clock in the afternoon, my phone goes off and it doesn't come back on until 8:30 the next morning. And sometimes later than that, depending on what else I got to do. All right, now we're going to get to the tough part here. Let's look. I'm curious to see how this happened. It was unintentional and there was competition. And I think in this case, the competition was not your spouse. I think the competition was at work. Like you were competing for a role or, something. All right, show me how this happened. Okay. A lot. Somebody shut down and they felt helpless because there was no friend. They weren't getting any support from their friend. And they couldn't decide if they should just move on. So somebody shut down because there was no support from a friend. And so they were like, should I just shut this down? Or, what should I do here? Should I shut down? Should I stop supporting my friend? But I can't move on. It was like you didn't know what to do. Because you had a friend that wasn't supportive or you weren't supportive. And so they shut things down. And you were like, I don't know what to do. I can't move on. Why couldn't you move on? because you were truly in love with this person. This person is your best friend also. This spouse of yours or this lover of yours is your best friend. And they stopped supporting you. They stopped helping you. And you couldn't decide what to do. You wanted to shut this down bad, but you couldn't move on because you truly love this person. Alright, what was being hidden? A lot is coming out, y'all. Oh my God. Y'all. This is a beautiful family. You got to get this fixed. You got to get this fixed. Spirit's going to help you get this fixed. Secretly, somebody forever changed your life without even trying. This person was special. Not everybody does that. They brought healing into your life where all you had was burdens. Secretly, somebody helped you heal and changed your life forever without trying when it came to your burdens. Alright? They did that in secret. Alright, and what's being shown? Oh my God. That somebody is a player. And there's a divine union. We can't have that. What's going to be the outcome? Somebody's going to get their buttons pushed. Why are they going to push their buttons? Because of somebody being controlling when it comes to partying too much. This person's going to say, you need to stop partying so much. All you ever do is have a good time. You're not serious about life. All you want to do is have fun, fun, fun. Somebody's controlling how much fun you have. Maybe you need to have fun. Maybe you're no fun anymore because all you ever do is work. But somehow use your intuition. You're gifted, powerfully gifted. You have a Pisces, Scorpio, and a lot of earth in your chart. A lot. But somebody's controlling how much fun you have, and they're pushing your button. That's going to be the outcome. Is they're going to push your buttons. They're going to do things to push your buttons because of trying to control how much fun you have. What should you do about this? Get a divorce. Damn, I hate to see that. You're going to have to make a decision to divorce. Oh my God. This is your true love. Why are you a player? Because you were just having a rebound. And what does the divine union have to do with that? They're the one who got away because you wouldn't message them. So you had a fling, and it was with somebody who was a divine union. It was a friend of yours. You had a fling with a friend. And you were like, should I shut this down and stop being supportive? I don't know if I should shut this down or not. But I can't move on because I truly love them. And now you're going to get a divorce. Somehow somebody secretly healed you of your burdens. It could have been this divine union. And look, they're saying don't lose hope. So maybe this divorce is a good thing. Because maybe somebody's going to finally control their partying. Somebody's going to push your buttons and you're going to say, you know what? I can control my partying. I'm divorcing you. Wow. Card turned over. Spirit showed me that trick a long time ago. They're not going to call. Somebody's not going to call. And so we see over here that they got away because of not calling. Why are they not going to call? Because there's a need for an apology, and they can't let go of their family. That's the decision. Okay, so this person has to decide. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe what I'm reading. Y'all, this person has a family at stake here. And they're not letting go of their family. Somebody here has a family at stake. They have to make a decision, though. You remember they were very lonely, very unhappy. I smell that good smelling perfume again. It's very distinct. I don't know. It's something I've never smelled before. Okay. So let's move into the cards that I feel are out of my league. They're above my pay grade. I'm aware of that, but I'm going to read them anyway. We see what's going on here. It looks like you're going to control your partying because somebody's going to push your buttons and be like, you need to quit partying so much. All you ever do is celebrate and have a good time. You don't take anything serious or something like that. Something like that, and somebody's going to try to control their partying? Okay. Why is the Chariot here? Help me to read these cards, Holy Spirit. Wow. Holy shit. The Lovers is on the bottom of the deck. Alright. What you can't get over. Give me a minute. Alright, what I do have here that I know for sure is I have an Ace of Swords, a Nine of Swords, and I'm not sure, but I think this is a Ten of Wands. That's a lot of heavy shit, y'all. That's a lot of heavy shit. Yeah, that's 10 of Wands. Alright, now I'm going to tell you what the runics mean. So you have a 9, a 10, and a 1 here. 10 of Wands, I turn right to it. Alright, interpreting the runes. Man means positive creation and the path to perfection. YR represents the inner feelings which are driving you. The meaning of this card, okay? To every end, there is a beginning. In this case, the Ten of Wands is about releasing what you've done out into the world. You spent time dreaming up this idea and you've worked with it to a logical conclusion. The only thing left is to let it go and see what happens once it's in someone else's hands. There's a sense of loss of control when you release it to another's care. However, it is time to move on to the next thing. Even Odin released his creations and watched them as they grew and changed through ages. However, it came out in reverse. Upright, it's about releasing, turning your focus elsewhere, a job well done, knowing what you've created. But in reverse, it's the inability to see the potential, struggle, giving up, dropping everything, oppression, and bind rune. What you do on earth affects your afterlife. So you feel like a failure. and you can't let go because you are, at this relationship, you are failing big time. And then we have the Ace of Swords. I love reading these books. They were written by some very intelligent people. And the meanings are there for a reason. And I'm being told to use these. This deck was specifically given to me, to told to use, and it's going to be for a reason. You'll see. You'll see. I can interpret it anyhow. I can interpret it. The Spirit can give me the interpretation. But sometimes we need to show respect to the card maker. This is about the swords, okay? Alright. Well, where's the ace? Why is it starting with the 3? I don't understand. It starts with the 3 of Swords. Where's the 1 and 2? Alright, well, here's the 9, okay? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. The 9 of Swords shows us our fears. Whether or not the scene on the card is based in reality, the warrior displayed wishes for a kinder ending. This card reminds us that we have the fortitude and strength to defeat the illusions and fears that keep us up at night. Do not despair anymore. You are safe and secure. Find your calm center and know that you can handle the challenges you face. This is just a temporary setback. It came out in reverse though, okay? And when it's in reverse, relief, simplifying the situation, a return of good dreams, keeping good thoughts, release from tension, bind rune. It describes the process we have in our heads as we move from a challenging state to one of success. So you feel defeated, like you can't get over a situation, like you're not going to be able to do whatever it is. It's almost like you have this irrational fear, and you are determined that you're not going to give this up until you've seen it through to completion. And I don't blame you, because if you begin something, you should finish it. But you have to give people respect in life. You can't, I don't understand. Where is 1 and 2? Oh, there it is. Okay. They were stuck together. The ace. Truth, awareness, a new idea, a new project, initial spark, reversal. You're hesitating. You're having grandiose ideas. The inability to flesh out the concept. Confusion, doubt. Binding the rune is help to protect and give you strength as you learn. All this came out in reverse. So basically, you feel like you can't get over this because you feel like a failure. But you're going to realize that you're not a failure. That this is just your fear. Your fear is making you feel like you're a failure. I think you're actually very successful. I think you're at the top of your game in whatever it is you do. I think you just feel like a failure. Okay? Alright, and the Lovers is on the bottom of the deck. Alright, now, why is the World here? May I see, please? Thank you so very much. The World is here because of the Seven of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. Remember the Hierophant snuck in over here? This is the contract that you've signed. It could be a job, it could be a marriage, it could actually be your belief system. It could be where you go for your beliefs, your spiritual practices. Number 7 of Pentacles. They call them shields in this. 7 of Shields. The 7 of Shields displays the might of a great leader and warrior. Each one of the 7 shields on the wall belong to a different warrior from another clan. They have taken a single shield as a souvenir, a reminder of what it took to win that day. Each shield is a personal triumph. They remind the Jarl how to continue blending the desires of the clan with the might of the warrior, remembering the past battles and what it took to win helps the leader understand how to sustain their way of life for future generations. This is a time of reflection and celebration for what they have. Upright, celebrate your achievements. Sustainability, gather your resources. Reflect upon triumphs and losses. Be proud of achievements. And this rune is TRY, and it means move forward. So the energy for you to overcome is to remember your successes and your failures. To look back over everything that it's taken for you to get here. And you're going to end something that you're still working on. But you need to start working on it differently. And you're seeing that. You're seeing that you need to do that. You're seeing what it took in the beginning for you to succeed. And you're also seeing where you lost. And where you lost was with your home life. You lost your family because you put too much effort into your work and being the very best. And it's good to do that. But you always have to have a balance. Your children are only going to be young for a short span of your life. And then you're going to be a parent of grown children. And then you're going to have grandchildren. And they're only going to be little for so long. You have to make time for what's most important. You have to. You don't have to. But you have to. You understand what I'm saying? It's so important. Alright, I want to see what all this means. The High Priest, you're going to have a change, a huge change. The Devil in reverse. I think you're realizing the toxic traits that you have. Let's see what they might be. What are you seeing about yourself that you don't like? What are you seeing that you don't like? That you've been unstable. Alright, what else? Repelled. I don't know why repelled came out in reverse. Maybe you should have been repelled. Alright, what else? And you weren't. You're realizing that. Ruthless. You were ruthless. You were going to win at all costs. You were ruthless. You should not. You have to stop being ruthless. And you have to stop being repelled. One more time I'm hearing. This is pitiful. Spirit says this is pitiful. And you're also forceful. Remember, I'm the man. I am the man. No, sweetheart, you're not the man. We all get 15 minutes of fame and then it's over. I mean, I don't care how famous you are. Eventually, you're going to be just like everybody else, 6 feet under, or, living in an urn or in the ocean. So what you decide to do with this life is up to you. But the important things in this life are not things at all. Alright, why is the High Priestess, Death, and the Hierophant here? There's the Sun. Alright, what we have here... Oh, wow. Is the Seven of Swords. And the Queen of Swords. There's a woman who's deceptive as hell. Or who has been deceived. Well, I don't know which. We're going to see what it says. Interesting. I love these meanings. I love these meanings. You haven't gotten many major arcana. There's been a lot of pentacles and a lot of swords. And I see now why. We have the Queen of Swords. And I don't know who she might be. She could be any air element. She typically represents an Aquarius, I think. Queen of Swords. Okay. This person could have brown hair. A ruler stands on the top of a hill. Their long brunette hair flows in the wind. A crown appears on their head. It's jagged and looks like ice. They wear a light-colored gown with fur pelt pauldrons. Their blue cloak whirls around the wind. They hold a silver sword with the blade pointed high into the air in one hand. Their other hand is stretched out as if they want someone to join them. A drinking horn is attached to their belt, along with several additional pockets. The eagle circles overhead in the cloudy sky. A bind rune appears near the left side of the card. Okay, the meaning, the Queen of Swords, is cunning. They have the uncanny insight to see right through people and know where their intentions lie. They can read the room. They're honest. What you see is what you get with their rule. Be careful with what you say to them. They have a sharp mind and quick tongue. They can dish out what they can take, and they can dish it out, and they can dish out what they take back. Their rule stands as an eagle, carefully guarding her heart. They know better than to leave the most vulnerable parts of themselves exposed. However, she's in reverse. Upright, she protects her heart. She's cunning, quick-witted, understanding of logic of a situation, outspoken. But in reverse, she lives in a fantasy world, daydreaming, unable to be objective, lost in thoughts, emotionally detached and uncaring. The bind rune help you find ideas to be flexible about which ones will take you to greater success in life. The elemental attributions: air, intellectual power, ideals, communication, plans, and laws. Water, spiritual power, inner strength, and surging of emotions. So she can be water or air. And I feel that she is either a Pisces or Scorpio, but she could also be a Gemini. I feel she's a Scorpio or a Pisces, for sure, okay? And then we have the Seven of Swords. So that will explain to us why she's in reverse. And I'm not going to read it all to you. The Seven of Swords shows a tricky situation. The Viking has targeted two others. There must be good reason for this. Perhaps the one in leather sold out the Viking clan to their enemy, an Anglo-Saxon. In any case, the Viking feels that there's a need to take care of the matter with the land. I'm sorry, why did I say land? With their hand. They need to act with honest intentions. Otherwise, they could be putting more at risk than just a few lives. Keywords: upright. Act with integrity. Trickery. Taking the first move. Betrayal. Dealing with the enemy. In reverse, they focus. Be sincere. Know you're being lied to. Be honest. Gain perspective on the situation. And have a spiteful desire to silence those against you. So this woman, who, in my opinion, is an airhead. She's become cold and callous, and she's not speaking to you anymore. She doesn't listen anymore. And I feel that she feels like somebody betrayed her. Intuitively, I think she knows that somebody betrayed her. And this would indicate that it's her husband. How did he betray her? How did he really betray her? The Hanged Man in reverse. We've been getting this card for a while now. This Hanged Man in reverse. And also the Six of Swords in reverse. I think that he became a martyr. Remember, because the Hanged Man is somebody who's in an uncomfortable position until they see things. It's like he wouldn't see things from her perspective. And she felt that her perspective was right. And I think that's how she felt betrayed. Maybe at one time they shared the same perspective. Okay, I'm going to tell you what this means in reverse. Okay. The Hanged Man in tarot appears upside down. Usually they are hung by one foot with a rope or a vine that connects them to a tree. While this would seem like a painful state of being, the Hanged Man does not seem to be in any pain. They understand that their sacrifice gains new knowledge and perceptions. The Hanged Man represents the aspect of sacrifice to gain understanding in the runic tarot. The Norse god, representing glory in all activities, shows off his talents by flipping midair in what he would call an extreme sporting activity. Honor and glory were important to Vikings. Ullr was the son of Sif and the stepson of Thor. So he grew up and excelled at many physical activities, including archery, hunting, and skating. People would call upon them for aid and assistance when needed. Sadly, there isn't much information on Ullr, other than a few mentions in the Edos. In upright, it's a sacrifice and surrender, enlightenment, victory over endeavors. You are where you need to be. You're surrendering to the unknown. But reversed, you've stagnated. Your faith has waned. You've awakened a new challenge. And you're downscaling and evaluating. You're trying to figure out how you can get out of this situation with this woman. That's what you did. You tried to figure out how you could stay away from her, and you used work to do it. It's just that simple. And she wanted you to come back, but you felt like it was always an argument. It was always a shitstorm. All right. Why is the chariot on the bottom of the deck? Wow, Spirit, you're testing my... The World, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Star. With the Fool. So somebody's going to take a risk, and then Strength in reverse. So it's like, you're going to take a risk, but it's a weakness. It's going to cause a weakness. The World is here. That's the energy for you to overcome. And the Chariot, it was already on the board, so that was the end of the reading. This is over. There's a child involved, and there's another woman involved. And this woman's not wanting to be a part of your life either. Someone could have long hair. They could have their hair shaved on the sides. Why do you feel like there's hope for this? Okay. Okay. The Ten of Swords in reverse. Because of a woman, the Empress, and the Hierophant. This woman could have recently had a child. There's a woman in your life that you're either married to or you are contractually committed in some way. That's why you feel like there's hope. So one of these women, or they could be the same woman. This could all be the same woman. She could be just showing up over here as someone who felt betrayed, and over here someone who has lost her passion for you, because this has affected her child. And you could have a teenage daughter with blonde hair, and you feel like there's hope for this, or she does. I don't think she does. I think you do, because you know your wife. You know the woman you married. It's not over. You've decided it's not over. So what will you do to fix it? You're going to look for a way. You're going to look for a way. The Three of Wands. The Page of Wands. It looks like you have two children. You could also have a redhead. This one is also very unhappy. Or it could be this child right here. There's children involved here. You could have two, like teenage, middle school age, something like that. If these aren't children, then this is a surprise. There's a surprise. that this woman is no longer, you might be surprised. This could be a friend of yours who is not attracted, and they feel like there's hope, and you're like, yeah, for my wife. Maybe you feel like there's hope for them to be your wife, that Leo. And then you're looking for a way. You're waiting for the perfect opportunity. For your happiness. You're waiting. You're trying to find a way to have your happiness. The Page of Pentacles. You can have another child. You can have 4 children. Your children, for the most part, are unhappy. This one is not. The rest of them are. This one's not. But I think this one may be happy because she feels like there's hope for this. The Moon. What's going to be the outcome of the happiness? Wow. Your marriage is over. You're not living together. I think you're living in a broken relationship. But you are going to show love where you haven't been there to make the memories with your family. You're going to start showing up to make memories with your family. You're going to start showing up for your family. You're going to stop letting yourself be so toxic and weak. And that's just facts. You're going to do this. I have faith in you. You're going to do this. Right now you're facing a divorce, or you've already gotten a divorce. But this could be one of those situations where you marry the same person again. Because you were in love with them and you were too prideful and you thought you were the man. And you found out you weren't the man, and you ended up lonely because of it. And now you see what you need to change about yourself. What might be the outcome here if this person will change? There will be an apology for something that happened maybe in the spring at some point. Alright, what's being hidden? Hidden. That somebody is very guarded. Alright, and what's being shown? That there's a twin flame that needs to get in their life purpose. And what's going to happen next? There's going to be disharmony, conflicts, and triggers. Outcome of that. Somebody's going to finally say, I've been wearing a facade about my beliefs. What's the outcome of that? That's interesting. There's going to be a lot of chemistry. You're going to stop isolating and being rejected or rejecting. Why are you rejecting? Because of no attraction. There's a lack. Oh, whoa. This is a lot of attraction. Why are you rejecting? Because of you have this spark. Okay. There was an unexpected storm. You had a fight. Okay, outcome of making up. You're going to stop doubting yourself. What else? You're going to be more nurturing and compassionate. And something about the fall and the winter. A lot of seasons. This could have been over for a few years. Ultimate outcome of this relationship. Good deal. Good deal. Oh my God, Spirit. This is beautiful. Oh, wow. You're going to have healing. You're going to travel or have communication. You're going to have renewal and a spark. And you're also going to have love for yourself. Outcome of your North Node. Contract, career, or commitment came out. Why is it sideways? Because this is not your wish fulfillment. So what are you going to do? You're going to have union, integration, and union. And there you are, divine masculine. You need to stand in your power, baby. You need to start standing in your power and not standing in your power. How does divine masculine do that? You're gonna, right now, it's not time. The time is a factor. And your spirit guides are not helping you because of the time. What is the problem? Spying. Spying and an external party. What's going to happen to them? Karma, balance, and justice. And they're going to be longing because of separation. And they need to take care of themselves. Remember, somebody was partying too much? Okay, so that's what we have. We have a twin flame reading here. I didn't know it was going to be a twin flame reading. I don't come up with this shit. Alright, anything else we need to know about this? This is protected. Anything else? Holy cow. Somebody's going to take a leap of faith because of their finances and regret. Outcome of doing that. There's a warning here. What's the warning? There's a soulmate that's strictly sexual, and there's vulnerability. This soulmate that you're strictly sexual with is causing you to have regret in your finances, and you're being warned. What should they do different? Have a decision to forgive, and if they will, you'll be on different pages, and if they won't, you'll have friendship and patience. And stability. Whatever that means to you. Alright, Kailash is going to do my moderating, and I'm going to take a quick little break. And if he will put you on the list, I'll be happy to answer as many questions as you all have today. I love you. I appreciate you being here. I'm so grateful that you show up every week to watch my readings. It blows my mind. If you're able to do that, what do you call that? Where you give the reading a little jolt? You could do that if you'd like. I appreciate that. That kind of helps push the readings out further. I don't know where you're at on the list, but Kailash, get them in line, baby, and tell them whoever's first to go ahead and post. And is it Pagel? Pagel, you're probably on the list. If not, I'll answer your question when we get to there, okay? We got people on the list. Gotta wait till your name comes up. Kailash, let the first person know to go ahead and post their first question. Only one person right now, okay? The rest of you wait till Kailash calls your name, please. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I love you. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm not going to be gone but a minute. Come on, Lottie. Let's go outside. Hey, Kailash. I mean, Cosmo. Why do I always call you Kayla? Oh my God, I don't know what is wrong with me. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Hope you waited. What do we got? Hey, Dippin'. Kailash did not come back. There's Kailash. So Linda 200 is first. Linda, post your question. Alright. Thank you, Kailash. Linda. Hey, baby. What's your... Okay. Hi, sweetheart. You're Linda, and you want to know what your ex, Giles, thinks about you. What does Giles think about Linda, Spirit? May I see, please? Divine Masculine and Frozen. Clinging and Frozen. He thinks you're clinging and frozen, and he thinks he's Divine Masculine and Frozen. Somebody wants a second chance, but they're not clinging. Tell me how Giles feels about Linda. Like you have a spiritual connection, and you haven't lost your spiritual connection. And that they want to be closer to you. There's somehow distance, separation, or space, and they want to be closer to you. They're saying that you have not lost your spiritual connection to them, Linda. And they want to be closer somehow to you. That's how they feel. Will they come back? Will they come back, angels? May I see? Will they come back to Linda? Forgiveness came out, Linda. So if there's a need for forgiveness, it looks like there will be forgiveness. But no, they're not coming back. Not right now. Will they ever come back? Success came out, but in reverse. Reconsider. So they might, but not right now. Can you tell me when, if they're coming back, when they will be back? Woo, they're spinning around. The Spirit says in the festive season. But it's not worth waiting for. It's not going to be faster than you think. You need to have patience, but you don't have any. It doesn't look like they're worth waiting for right now. There's a need for forgiveness for some reason. An apology is in reverse. There's been no apology when they said goodbye, and then you chased them. And they didn't want to reject you because of there was third-party influences. There you are, Divine Feminine. This is a spiritual connection, baby. And they're coming back during some festive season, but Spirit says it's not worth the wait right now. There needs to be forgiveness, an apology. But you have a spiritual connection and you haven't lost it. Right now there needs to be There's distance. There needs to be less distance or something. Where are they at in this journey? Going through the dark night of the soul. They're with a soulmate in their tribe. And that's why you have to be patient. So this person's with somebody else. They're with a soulmate. I suspect you already knew that. Dippin'! What's up, Dippin'? Thank you, Linda, for letting me read for you and for being faithful to my channel. Thank you for subscribing and liking. What is that called? Hyping. If you can hype it, hype it. Hype it, baby. Share it. Do whatever you can do to help me grow this channel. I think we're like 20 bucks away from a payout this month. And the payout starts, I think, on like the 23rd. So, it doesn't look like we're going to make it this month either. Not unless I pay it myself. I don't do this for the money, though. But the money does go back into the channel, and we do need candles. Dippin', are you with me, baby? Asha? They may have had to go to bed, Kailash included. I mean, it's getting late in India. Okay. I'm waiting for Dippin', Asha, Priya, or Manya. Somebody post, if you're still with me, post a question. And I'll be happy to answer it for you. And my cards don't say that it's a twin flame unless it is. I've tried. There's been people who wanted me to ask if they had a twin flame, a certain one or whoever. And I've tried to get that it won't come out if it's not. Okay, so since nobody's going to post, I'm going to ask a question. Spirit, am I going to meet somebody new this month? Let go. Helpful people. Why are there helpful people? Because it's the right time for it. And it's going to happen in the near future. Outcome of the helpful people. The answer will be yes. Big happy changes also. So it looks like I'm going to meet some helpful people and they're going to bring big happy changes to my life. But right now I have to let go. And I will. I will. Well, you guys, I appreciate you being here. What spiritual gifts are operating in this collective, Spirit? Wisdom. See no, hear no, and speak no evil. Number 32. What else? I'm going to go 3 times. What else? The tree of life. Our family tree. Holy cow! Woo! Check this out. Somebody's going to have like a tower, an aha moment. And there's going to be travel. So traveling is going to be your spiritual gift. And you're going to have this aha moment, this epiphany. And there's an angel. I was told to go one more time, right? Somebody's going to have a baby. Somebody's spiritual gift is a baby. Congratulations. If you don't want a baby, you need to use sexual protection. And if it's not a baby, it could be a project that you're working on. And look, time is a factor. Time. Okay. Okay, I guess we're going to close there. Thank you again for being here. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I hope you'll come back tomorrow. I'm going to do a new moon eclipse reading tomorrow. We're also having a solar eclipse. We're going to have a solar eclipse and a new moon eclipse. A lot of powerful stuff happening. And I'm going to get some rest so I can be ready for that, because I don't know why I'm so tired. But I think it's because of this reading. Before I go, I'm going to pull dice so we can see who Spirit is talking to. If your initials don't come out, it's not that it's not your reading. You know if it was your reading. There's a feather. I got a C, a C, a D, an E, an F, a W, a Z, Scorpio, number 7, and I got, what do you call this one? Venus. Couldn't think of the name, Venus. I think Venus is in Libra. I got Venus again. I got Leo. I got L, K, R, H, O, M, G, 5. So K, R, H, O, M, G, 5, Leo. And Venus. One more time. L, Q, P, North Node, M, 8, V, N, Libra, N is in Nancy. Trinkets, please, that would resonate with whoever resonated with this reading. Alright, I got the Eiffel Tower, a cloud, a paper clip, remember you're working too much, a heart with a peace sign, the word love, a bunny with a racket, a horse or a Mustang, it could be from Kentucky, and I have a Pegasus, I have my unicorn, I have a rocket, I choose strength, I have the peace sign in Arabic, I have a heart with a rose, somebody's name could be Rose, I have a whale tail, a tree of life, a bird, a heart with stars, a crescent moon, and a broken ring that has a turquoise on it. Okay? Alright, that's going to be a wrap, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for all the likes, all the shares, all the subscribes. And I'll see you back here tomorrow, and I'm going to be here at 11:30 tomorrow, okay? Love you guys. Take care. Namaste. Mwah. You just went outside. What's up, baby? What's up?